It was good. I'm trying this out here. See if this is better. Slightly more official here. Got my desk out. I'm not on my grandma bed anymore. Like, I got one comment that dissed me on that. So I'll just try this out, see how it works. I'm at my desk here. So, first of all, if you don't like... Okay, I keep hovering around 50 subscribers and it's pissing me off, kind of. I was at 51 and I was happy. And then it dropped down to 48 again. So, I don't want to treat you guys as NPCs. One comment was saying that. But that's like kind of making me mad because I like this is called an essential business, right? I'm not doing this for nothing. So I like it when my subscribers go up so I can do the rest of what I want to do with the channel. But it just keeps going up and down. And I know it's going to fluctuate. My buddy was like, oh, the subscribers are going to fluctuate and all that stuff. But like, I don't treat you guys as NPCs or whatever that term is. So like, I think of that as 3 people unsubscribing, like 3 actual legit people. And that's annoying. See, that the thing about the internet is basically, like Elon Musk said in one video I was watching, it's like the Olympic system of people. And the internet is the new frontier. It's like a frontier of people's brains almost. But if we're gonna kind of be anonymous on it, I guess it's cool to be anonymous, but like the anonymity allows you to just not really take anything seriously. And that's, it is what it is. But I kind of want to take this seriously, I guess, because to be honest, the new generation coming up is going to take this digital shit more seriously than the real world. And like, why is that? Because the real world is way too inflated, like, just to put it simply. Like, to put it simply, I was talking to my buddy, just to hang out with one of your friends from childhood. You have to traverse cities, traverse states, even in some cases, and that's just... And then you have to have a certain amount of money and all this stuff. And then, you have, like, no one has families yet, really. Like, and I'm like my mid-20s. So I can just... And then Biden's pushing out another $6 trillion stimulus, so the inflation is just going to get worse. So I really don't see people going back to the real world anytime soon, straight up. I think that's just facts. Like, people are conversing online and through texting. So it's almost no different to do that on... Like, having a YouTube is like a more advanced form of what people are currently doing, to be honest. Sometimes you go and see your friends in real life, but if it's not your job, then it's like... to really get a full-on connection or say what you really want to say, it's easier to do that shit online. Like, so I really don't see it going back to what it was. But like, just before you can see you guys are making me work on Saturdays, man. I don't like working on Saturdays, but like, I haven't posted a video in a minute and have some things written, so I was like, might as well. I usually take time off because, like, that's Sabbath day, but I've taken so much time off, to be honest, like, already, so I was like, screw it. Like, I read the Bible last night, it is what it is. Okay, so let me just sit before watch my my thing is probably gonna die. My battery will probably die at any point. So if I just stop talking at any point, I'm just gonna post the video up anyway. Cause screw it. To be honest, I feel like, do people even really care? All these scripts here, and all this crap. I mean, I am getting more viewers, not gonna lie, and I'm up. I don't even. My channel is way up in May, so I can't really complain. But it's just annoying me down in subscribers. But I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna talk about this shit. How much money does it take to have a family today? MGTOW versus no MGTOW. To be honest, some of these MGTOW channels, y'all shouldn't really watch the majority of these channels, because you guys are gonna get like depressed. Not even really depressed, but just mad for no. Like, you don't need to get that mad. Like the red pill rage and all that stuff. See, I'm even getting teary-eyed here because like some of it was funny almost. Like the red pill rage stuff makes sense for a little bit, but let's be honest. Everybody already knew, like, since you were a kid on the playground in grade school, you saw the girls chasing the boys around the playground. I mean, come on, this hypergamy stuff, this is like, even toddlers understand. Maybe not toddlers, but anyone under 10, like a lot of people under 10 understand that shit. Like they just didn't put all this stupid words to it. That's the thing about like Western society. They put a word on something and then all of a sudden you can monetize it. That's how people like Rollo Tomasi are getting, I mean, I don't know if he's rich, but like, this is becoming a man stuff. Like, this red pill stuff, that's like when you become a man, basically, when you realize, okay, so, like, you realize, like, hypergamy or whatever the hell you want to call it, you realize a lot of this red pill stuff, like, you realize, society is set up for women and all that, that's just becoming a man. And a lot of this red pill stuff is people monetizing becoming a man. Which, I can, because our society is so, what's it called? I don't even want to say, it's so like babied almost. Because it's so babied, people are making a lot of money off of like getting, like basically writing down and speaking on becoming a man. But it's gotten bad to the point where now it's like pretty bad. Like, and I think that has to do with inflation, to be 100% honest, more so than anything else. Like the fact that it's getting this bad. Like this isn't really normal. Like the inflation is that bad. Because we have so many people on the planet, everyone should have a shit ton of friends, but you can't. It's always, everything is always corrected. So if you're gonna have this many people on the planet, now there's a massive inflation. So rather than everybody having like 100 friends, because there's like almost 8 billion people, like it's corrected somehow. So you have hundreds of friends, but they're online instead of you actually talking to them. Like, and instead of you growing food together or something, you're like kind of competing against each other for resources. So it's never gonna be, it's always like there's always a correction somehow. That's why, like with all this, that's why I say never go black pill, honestly. I hate even using these terms because there's always a correction and you're gonna miss it if you go black pill. Like you're gonna miss the correction. I don't even want to talk about this shit, to be honest. I'd rather just talk about whatever I want to talk about. But, okay, let me just give you the numbers. This is very estimated, and I overestimated it too, but it takes about $5.3 million to raise a family and have a wife that stay at home. To raise a family comfortably, so your wife's not working and you have 3 kids and then they all go to a good 4 year. And those are way, because what I did, I said, okay, I said 85K a year for you and your wife, which that is enough for like the average family actually, 85K a year. But I just said, what if you want to live like really comfortably? And I didn't really break that down. I just said 85K for you and your wife per year. And then I said 250,000 to raise a kid until 18 years old. And then I just said 300K. So I called it 300K. I multiplied that by 18 and then multiplied that by 3. And then that's how I got the kids. And then I said, let's say you want to send them to school. And let's say it was 70K a year, like accounting for future inflation, all that stuff. Who knows what it'll be. And then I multiplied that by 4 years. And then, because it was a 4-year university, and then I multiplied that by 3 kids. And that came out like 1.6 million almost. And then I added them together. So 85K up to 22 for the parents. That was like 3.7 million. So it was like about 5.3 million, and I just rounded it up and I just said 6 million. So $6 million. And this is estimated, right? But just that's why basically most of this crap is happening. Like, that's why people are turning to the internet instead of talking to people in real life, because look at that inflation, $6 million. And that's way over exaggerated, right? I just over exaggerated for myself because, I mean, this channel's called An Essential Business, right? I was planning on like making a good amount of money. I'm not even off of this because I wanted to do a bunch of other shit like a healthcare network. That's what this was going to be the start of. But yeah, I mean, like once I realized, so I was in pharmacy school, and then when I realized, okay, people are making up all of these diseases and all this crap, I had to get to the bottom of it. So you guys are witnessing me in the process of getting to the bottom of this stuff. And it's just making so much sense now. The more I learn about inflation and history and all that stuff, like history and trends, feminism, it makes so much sense. All the make-believe diseases that are abounding, all of the chronic diseases that could easily be not really had. You know, all so much crap. Like, people are basically lonely, have to deal with inflation, have to deal with like so much population, and facts like there's more, but doesn't, like, all these isms like capitalism, socialism, communism, all of those are just attempts to deal with what's like just the sheer facts. Like, there's underlying facts, and then people build random shit on top of those facts, like communism, for example. What the fuck is communism? Like, yeah, I mean, shoot, it is what it is. Like, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, thank you for the people that watch this channel, because to be honest, I never thought, I'm surprised I'm even doing a YouTube channel. Like, like my whole goal when I was 17, I just wanted to get a good job and then have like a decent family. Like, but then I realized all this crap. I got to school and I realized, okay, like, for one, I was confused about the money in the first place, because I was like, how is it this expensive? I was like, wait. And then I started looking at the history and I'm like, wait, people used to pay like literally like $10,000 a year for the same schooling that I'm shelling out like 40K a year for, and taking out loans for that, and parents co-signing on those loans. You know how like pissed I was at them? You know how mad I was? I was like, are you kidding me? And then I wanted to leave farm school earlier too, because once I was an undergrad, and then I started, because I was like, okay, if I'm going to be a pharmacist for the rest of my life, let me just really look into this stuff. And then I looked into it and I was like, wait, so the human body works this way, but like we give drugs that corrupt the body this way. And then I wanted to dip. I was like, let me just do engineering at that point. I was like, let me just do engineering because I couldn't even deal with that. I was like, no way. I was like, I couldn't believe we were doing that shit to the body. Just, and I saw it back then. I was like, okay, so people are like lonely basically. They're not working out regularly. Like they're not even moving around regularly. And we're drugging them for that. Like, we're drugging people. We're giving people amphetamines for this stuff. We're giving people depressants for this stuff. Like, we're giving people benzodiazepines for anxiety. Like, we're messing up people's brains like that. And then we just tell them to go, and then they have to go work for a living. Like, dude, that's nuts. Like, so how are you gonna have a workforce that's drugged? You know how much money pharma makes each year? That's crazy. Like, you know how much they spend on advertising? Not even research and development. You know how much money pharmaceutical companies spend on advertising? When I learned that, and I might have numbers here in a later video, like, but I was like, wait, how are you, like, you're spending that much money on advertising? That blew my mind. And then I started connecting the dots. Like, then I was like, watching TV. I'd watch football or basketball with my parents. NBA playoffs on right now. Like, thank God for basketball. But it was like, wait, every other commercial's for some kind of drug. I was like, no way. No way. Every other commercial's for some kind of drug. That blew my freaking mind. Like when I just connected those dots, and then no one said anything. No one was saying anything. I looked in my own medicine cabinet, like the drugs my parents were taking. I was like, yo, fuck that. Fuck. I was like, no way. Like, dude, I couldn't even believe that shit. I couldn't even believe that. So then I had to get out of there. So then I got out of there. Yeah, I just couldn't take that shit seriously. And then I get out, then I start exploring. So then once I get out of pharmacy school, this was like last year, mind you, I'm 24. I get out, start exploring society, and I realized, oh, so this is why. Like, it made sense to me. Because at that point, it didn't make that much sense to me. But this past year-ish, and it just happened to coincide with COVID. They call it the Great Reset. I feel like it was a reset in a lot of people's lives, but honestly by coincidence, because there was a lot of stuff cascading leading to people needing something like COVID to reset. And I feel like that all has to do with inflation. That all this stuff is connected, in my opinion. But it just happened to coincide with COVID. The fact that my life events coincided with COVID lockdowns, that just shows me more stuff is connected than we think, even though it's hard to really see that on a day-to-day basis. More stuff has to be connected than we think, because I have no clue how like my life trajectory coincided with COVID. That was nuts to me. But I was like, yeah. So once I got out and started going around and talking to different people and witnessing, like, you have people my age that got cultural Marxism to the max, and like they might never come back from it. Like, never. I was talking to girls who were mid-20s like myself, like 25, 24, 26, 28. Like, they'll never come back from, like, there's no society anymore, really. Like, there's no connected, like, things are connected, but it's not in a good way necessarily in terms of society. It's not, there's no real, like, stable society here. Like, this just people out living life, like, just like, that's, that's it. Like that's why it's a society, because people are gonna live life and life isn't gonna end for and time isn't gonna stop. That's why there's a society kind of, but there's no real. That's fantasy land. Maybe that's why they call it blue pill to red pill, because like you realize there's no real method here to the madness. Like there's not, like people are just basically trying to make money, care for their own, and that's it. Like to me, society, I thought there was an underlying, okay, let's like care for each other kind of thing, but people are trying to make money. Even the bills they pass that say, oh, let's take care of racism, let's take care of like the social issues, like the $6 trillion Biden's passing, most of that money is going to be taken up by big companies that are going to buy back their stock. And then you get some random bullshit trickled down to the average person. Maybe the average person gets another stimulus check, so they're dependent on the government. Like there's no, like, and I'm sure there's probably, maybe there's like retraining programs or some bullshit, or I don't even know, something, who knows, but like you can't retrain people for jobs when people don't want to work. Not even because they're getting money from the government, that's one thing about it, but it's like, why would you work if you have no family? Like, why would a whole bunch of dudes work with no family? Like, who? That's just common sense. Like, guys don't even care about money. Like, to be honest, we don't, most men could give a crap less about money, really, if there's no family. If they have no family, why the hell would they work for money? Like, if anything, they would work to destroy society. Like, more men are gonna work to destroy society than work to build up society with no families. Like, it's just common sense. Because what, or they just check out. At best, they check out. At best, they go MGTOW and just check out. At best. At best. Like, because, like, that testosterone's gotta go somewhere. And if they just check out, you're lucky if they just check out. Like, straight up, you're lucky if they just go MGTOW. And then women without kids, they just take money. That's why the government's printing so much money. Without kids to work for, like, what women don't even want to work, to be honest. Like, I was there, I was in farm school, even in the healthcare professions, I was there. They didn't want to work. Like, they just group together, get the answers, and then to take the test, pass the test, that's it. Like, they don't want to, like, really work or really get down and study or anything like that. It's just a social thing to them. Take out loans to do it. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what? So, I mean, it's just, and then that's literally what they do too. Like, they're, like, that's what confused me. I was like, okay, like, this many women working, that was nuts to me. Because I knew, and not even hating on women, but they don't really want to work like that. Why would they? Because they want to have kids more and talk. They want to have kids and talk to each other. That's what it's for. Like, that like, I can't believe we messed that up to this point. I can't believe we messed that up that much. That's crazy to me. That's just nuts to me how we messed up the rules that much. Like, that's also why I had to dip too, because I was like, am I, like, I don't know. I had no family, so why would I stay there? I'd rather do something like this, to be honest. Like, that's kind of why I ended up doing this, because I was like, let me connect with other people who kind of realized, wait, this is weird, and then see what I can do from there. And that's what I'm doing basically now. And you're gonna have more and more people coming, like, because I don't see how this kind of thing, like, lasts, especially with the government printing more money. That means whatever we're seeing now is gonna get worse. Like, I can't believe all that money, like, dang. because once I learned about printing money, like that blew my mind. That straight up blew my mind. I'm just curious, honestly, to see what happens at this point. I'm curious day to day. I couldn't believe it when they passed like the 2 trillion. I was like, whoa. When I saw 6 trillion, I was like, wait, what? When I saw 6 trillion, that was yesterday. I was like, wait, what? I was so confused. I was like, didn't they just pass a $2 trillion stimulus? Dude, when I saw 6 trillion yesterday, I couldn't even freaking believe my eyes and ears. I was like, that dude, whoa. I literally couldn't believe it. And I'm still learning, to be honest. Maybe there's some good in it, so I don't want to, like, maybe there's, I have a friend who, she's an economist, she majored in economics, and she's going to be a lawyer now. Go freaking figure, go figure. She was the typical feminist, which I'm not even mad at, too. She was, I mean, she still is probably one of my friends. Like, how many friends do people really have, right? And it's all online anyway. Most of it is anyway, and she interacts with me online. So I guess she's like among, and I don't like cutting off friends either. So yeah, even if like they piss me, even if like their views are just like, she tried to cut me off a few times, but then she's still interacting with me online. So like, it's up to her. Like women, I mean, women keep dudes around all like that, but then people get mad at that too. People like, oh, women, they keep dudes around, and it's like, that's what they do. Like, you can't get mad at that. That's actually what holds society together, if there is any society. It's just society is so shitty now that everything's turned and seen as bad, at least on the internet. But that's not really a bad thing to me. Like, to me, that's not a bad thing. Like, I'm not gonna sleep with her. Like, maybe if we were in a hunter-gatherer society, then sure, like, we'd all probably be, like, sleeping around with each other and stuff. I figured that was what society was. I figured civilization, we evolved past that to the point where we can be monogamous and still interact. I guess we didn't, though. I guess we didn't. Like, that's what I thought growing up, but I guess we didn't. I guess we didn't, but like, I don't, like, so I'm not sleeping with her, like, but I just talk, like, we're friends, right? Like, I just consider us as being friends. I don't know what she thinks, but she's an economist or a lawyer now, and she was like, oh, we need this stimulus, like, she thought it was a good thing. I'm just like, damn. So those are the perspective differences. I was like, whoa. I do live in California, so most people either aren't paying attention to this stuff here, or they actually think it's a good thing. But to be honest, most people just aren't paying attention, right? Yeah, she thinks it's a good thing, so maybe it is. Like, if enough people think it's a good thing, then eventually it probably, because if they actually work to do something with it. But to be honest, like, it's not a coincidence these big dudes are getting richer, right? It's not a coincidence. And maybe it's always like that, but like, I just don't think that's a coincidence. Like, there's not democracy here. It's barely a republic here. I mean, America's an empire. It's barely a republic anymore. Like, people, they talk about democracy as if that's something we're still fighting for. Like, there's no democracy. There's not even a republic, really. Like, the republic's gone. It's an empire now. It's been an empire maybe, like, before I was even born. Like, I thought it was at least a republic, but like, it's definitely an empire. Yeah. Like, it's an empire at this point. We have our bread and circuses, right? We have our sports. I'm about to go watch some basketball now. So it is what it is. Yeah. But that's honestly all. I might start. That's why I want to get more subs so I can live stream a bit. I'd like to live stream. I can get your feedback, because I just want more